Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, July 26, 2021. Business and consumer confidence in the country remained strong and on a growth path despite the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the point during Friday's opening of an IBEX business process outsourcing facility at the GTech Park in Portmore. He says government is heartened by the growing confidence in the long-term prospects for the economy.
As a government, we take heart that the investors, who are very important economic beings in our ecosystem, that they see a bright future, not just in the short term, but in the long term. And it means that the policy mix that we have as a government aligns with the long-term perspectives and expectations of the investors.
Data on consumers and businesses reported last week show that the two groups were more confident about economic prospects in the second quarter of 2021 when compared to the prior quarter. The Business Confidence Index increased to 130.8 points in June compared to 115.2 points in March 2021 and 115.4 points in June 2020. The Consumer Confidence Index increased to 149.8 points from 120.7 in March 2021, but remained below the 165.2 recorded in June 2020.
What all of this is saying is that confidence in the economy is recovering, and events like this help to bolster confidence in the economy.
The Senate has approved rules and regulations to facilitate the license and supervision of the microcredit sector by the Bank of Jamaica, BOJ. They are the microcredit fees regulations, the microcredit requirements for grant of license regulations, and the microcredit license form of applications rules. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of National Security, Senator Matthew Samuda, piloted the regulations in the upper house. He says it is necessary that the suite of regulations and rules be promulgated for the Microcredit Act 2021 to become effective. And he says this is important as microcredit institutions play an important role in facilitating the provision of credit to individuals and micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises.
As such, in order to improve the monitoring of the industry, promote greater transparency, protection of consumers, and reduction in risks of the industry being used as a vehicle to facilitate money laundering, it is critical that the Act becomes effective and operational. In order for the commencement of oversight of the microcredit institutions, it is necessary that this suite of regulations and rules be affirmed in both houses.
The Microcredit Act seeks to discourage these types of institutions from lending money at excessive interest rates that are not justified by the risk. It also aims to prohibit predatory lending practices, threats, and intimidation, and to promote greater transparency and disclosure of pricing and terms of products. The legislation should also help to reduce the risk of the industry being used to facilitate money laundering, among other things. Senator Samuda says the deadline for affirmation of the rules and regulations is the end of July, based on commitment with the Financial Action Task Force. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is adding his voice to the call to make Portmore a parish, adding that there needs to be a consensus on the matter.
We actually now need to improve the prospects of Portmore by making it a parish, increasing its level of governance and administration to be more in keeping with the self-expression of the people of Portmore.
The Prime Minister says current consultations to get consensus on how to move forward is important. He says there needs to be better local management of the geography and population, as well as the investment, which can be enhanced through this greater autonomy.
Portmore is developing as the informatics center, the area where business process outsourcing, technology can develop. And being a parish with its own sense of direction and governance, then this dream can even be more realized to a greater extent.
Prime Minister Holness, who was speaking on Friday at GTech Park in Portmore, added that the business process outsourcing industry had experienced tremendous growth, being one of the few to do so even in the face of the ongoing pandemic. As at June 30, 2021, the industry employed an estimated 44,000 persons, compared with 38,400 in the same month of 2020. The community of Banks in Clarendon is slated to benefit from major drainage upgrading and an electrification exercise for households under the government's $650 million Rural Development Program. Minister of State in the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, Homer Davis, says Banks is one of 4 communities where the programmed activities will be undertaken.
This project is what we term an integrated project. It is a project that we are not going to just put a project in and leave you like that. It must be sustained. And in sustaining the project and in sustaining our own community, we will be looking at areas in which we can empower you, the citizens, in order that you can enhance your own economic viability.
The Local Government and Rural Development State Minister was speaking at a press briefing last Thursday after touring the community. He says the project has major stakeholder support and is encouraging residents to take advantage of the training component. And finally, government is providing approximately $70 million in loan funding assistance for the island's dairy farmers. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Floyd Green says the funds are being provided through the Jamaica Dairy Development Board, the JDDB's Dairy Concessionary Loan Program. Through this financial scheme, farmers can improve the quality of their livestock and increase their herd numbers. The minister was addressing a ceremony at the Island Dairies Farm in Goshen, St. Elizabeth on Friday, where silage was handed over to the St. Elizabeth Dairy Development Cooperative. Silage is a type of fodder or food derived from green foliage crops that have been preserved by acidification achieved through fermentation. It can be fed to cattle, sheep, and other ruminants. The silaging initiative is being undertaken by the Dairy Development Board in collaboration with Island Dairies. Minister Green says the ministry has partnered with the National People's Cooperative Bank, First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union, and Sagicor Bank on the funding facility for dairy farmers. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.